are the golden niggas.
And you telling me this story. I grew up in the burbs.
Right.
Yeah.
We having terminology like, what's up with it, cuz? Or what's up, blood?
Yeah.
Where you from, man? I'm from Bompton.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, what you mean Bompton? What you mean Compton? He's like, man, slow your roll.
Yeah. Tread lightly.
We don't use that. We don't use that letter in none of the stuff we're talking about.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm in California where you're hearing about people dying behind colors.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Dying behind colors. And even if you're not in the game, you dress up like the game to protect yourself from other game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's where I am. That's why I tell people that's where my love for my family, that's where my appreciation came from, because cats are telling me stories about people they grew up with and they no longer were there after elementary school, after middle school, and the line got even slimmer by the time they got to high school.
Yeah.
So it's either JC or the streets from this point out. This is literally the last stop.
Yeah.
So that's where I am. So a greater love and appreciation for my family came, a greater respect for the game.
Right.
And when I got to junior college, I got hurt the second game of the season out the entire year. So my world didn't get better because I chose to make an effective decision to get to state. It got even harder.
Yeah.
So then I went to California. The game got taken away from me.
Right.
So I'm out there in Cali, no game, making new friends. And so I ended up getting a scholarship that spring. I had been calling San Diego State, like, come see me, begging, come see me. They sent the coach out there the spring heading into my next year, my sophomore year, and I balled out during 7-on-7 drills. I got a scholarship to San Diego State University after not playing only 6 quarters of junior college football.
Man.
Listen to what I'm telling you. And if you can't see that God was in full control, like, play sports. You know this does not happen. You don't get scholarships off of 6 quarters. You definitely don't get scholarships from a junior college off of 6 quarters.
No, not at all.
You
Got a
really
full rise.
fail when you start not to cut your wisdom. You really for a lot of people that's getting scholarships and that's making it, you failed when you had to make them phone calls to every other college.
That was already putting you in the
failure
coffin.
was already it was already done then. So it was something a powerful force with his hand over you at that point in time.
And that's why I tell people, man, I gave my life to the Lord above when I was 16. So I started to see like different moves being met that I wasn't in control of. And it's like when you being blessed, bro, you really get it, you start to make changes and make shifts. And so my life was about how can I help my brothers when you the first one to go to college, when you the first one to be that stand-up father. Like, I'm not playing football, but how can I help you? How can I help you with education? Right? You ain't never been to the library because, you ain't never been, like, it's not because you're not a good student. It's not because you're not smart enough. It's just because nobody took you the time. I went to Westlake High School. I'm affluent. I got it. How can I keep that to myself and not help you with it?
Right.
And that's the thing that bothers me the most. Like when I see that stuff, especially amongst cultures, like, bro, you got the game. How do you not help others?
Yeah.
And we think that by helping them, like we think by helping them, we taking away from us. But you don't understand, bro. You just made room for yourself to go to another one. And so those are things like jealousy and envy and just humility.
Out there.
Like those are the things that went to the side, and the humility like started pouring in. And when you talk about loving your people, I had to say, like, how much do I love my people?
Yeah.
When I know that if they go, this is what happens. It changes. I've seen it. I've seen the blueprint in my dad.
Right.
So do you love your brothers and sisters enough to bring them along with you?
That's real.
And you got to bring them along. So that's what JC was about. And I feel like when God saw that I got it, like I really understood what this life is really supposed to be about, that's why the scholarship came in 6 quarters.
That's what it is.
That's why I ended up reporting to San Diego State University. I was the last person to report.
Yeah.
And here's the irony. The reason I got my scholarship was because there was another young man in that same class who got in trouble for substance abuse issues.
Wow.
Full circle.
So it was a full circle, bro. You
Just
see
like
that?
I always wonder who my San Diego State scholarship went to when I was in high school. I always be wondering who got my scholarship when I messed it up. I never found that cat. I wish I would have known it. And 9 times I'm sure he was on the team.
Right.
I'm sure it was one of my brothers.
Yeah.
But I blew it. And maybe I was supposed to blow it so somebody else could have it. But that was the man up above sense of humor. Is I got mine back. for the same reason that I had messed it up.
But he
earlier.
grew you in a way that you would have never understood if you
not
didn't
doing
go
that,
through
not
that.
going through it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So sometimes like going through it is what's gonna get you to it.
Come on.
You know what I'm
But you
saying?
stayed the course and didn't give up.
Right.
Because you could have easily,
Right.
after you made them phone calls, just been like, all right, this ain't for me, and go work at
and just
at
threw his
Walmart
towel
or
in.
something. You know what I
And
mean?
just threw his towel in, bro.
So I will say this. I will say this, and I will say it in all honesty. My mother was very adamant about you making the choice to go here. You ain't coming back here without a degree in your hand.
Okay.
Put that
Okay.
So
pressure on it.
I think
Put
even
that
if I
pressure on
and
it.
that's just
Yeah.
honestly speaking, and you have to understand, I had burnt so many bridges, I had burnt so much trust. I really shamed. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knew in the community what Earl Campbell's son had gotten in trouble for.
Right.
You know, and so, you know, I couldn't fail them again.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so she was very real about, you know, it's that moment when you feel like you done all for your kids, and it's like, well, you gonna have to figure it out
Now
on
you
your
got
own.
to fly on your own.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
And having kids now, bro, I don't know how you do that. I mean, but I guess you get to that place.
Yeah, you gonna get there.
You get to that place where it's like you have to. So that's, she said, not without your degree.
But like, man, you know, I always say this, like, you know, we talk about it all the time. Like, sometimes, like, you know, it's gonna be so much we can do for our kids, and they get to a certain age, then there's certain things we gotta let life teach them.
Yeah, that's hard, bro.
And it's messed up to say it in that way,
Man,
but it's just
It's
that's
hard
just what
watching
it is.
them when you know you went through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you telling them,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
they
it's
still want to go through
Yeah.
it.
Then you just gotta let them. You gotta let life teach them.
That's hard, man. And
It
so,
is.
and again, life brings you full circle for a lot of the stuff that we do in our adolescent years when we have kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They come back to us.
Right.
And then we just be like, man, and I want to outstretch my hand, but I can't get you.
Yeah.
And then I got to hope and pray that you get it before life come get you.
Right.
Like, bro, that's hard. That's a hard one.
So you got your scholarship.
Yeah, man.
You wearing the
rolling.
black and red.
Yeah.
You got you some 11s on.
Man, look, I'm telling you, I wish. Never. I
You didn't get the 11s.
I didn't get time.
Did you ever get the 11s?
Can I tell you what I did? I got my 11s
Okay.
when did the cherry red ones release? Just not too long ago.
Yeah,
The
not
red
too
and white
long ago.
ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got my
You just got them?
I got my cherry
Man.
red and white ones, man. Not
That's
the black and
crazy.
red ones.
Yeah.
But I got
You
mine,
got some.
man.
But
I
I
got a
remember
pair.
growing up though, man.
You
when,
remember
like,
when them
the
came
Vogue
out,
kids
That's my
didn't get
favorite
no
pair too.
J's.
I knew exactly what
I
you was
seen
talking
all
about.
of them. I liked all of them, but I remember it was time where we couldn't afford no J's.
Yeah.
Our friends had, and then by the time you got the pair you wanted, they was already wearing 2 or
Outdated.
3, 4 new pair that
You
came
got
out.
in.
So you know
right.
what I'm saying?
You
Man,
right.
I'll
You
never
telling the
forget.
truth. You
I was
telling the
in
truth.
For real,
third
it was
grade.
rough.
I remember the release date,
Stop playing.
and it was the same day that our grades was gonna come out.
Okay, talk
My dad told me, if you get straight A's, I'll get you the shoes. And I'm like, it's not gonna matter because the grades come out the same day. They're gonna be sold
They
out that
sold out.
morning.
Oh,
This
yeah.
before tickets
Yeah,
and
you
stuff.
can't
Yeah,
take
that's
you
true.
gotta
Physically
be there.
be there.
You have to be
And
there.
my friends,
Yeah.
they parents taking them out of school
Stand
to
in
go
line.
get them.
Yeah.
I'm at school sick.
Hurting.
Sick. You know how I am about shoes. I go home, I'm just dragging. I got straight A's, but I'm still dragging.
Yeah.
I go in the room, my dad coming in, let me see your report card. I show it to him, you know, I'm like, whatever.
Don't
Straight
even care about
A's,
those.
yeah.
He don't even
Did he
care
have
about
them for
straight
you?
A's.
Did he
My
surprise
dad
you
already
with them?
had them.
See, that was dope.
He said, I already
kinda
knew you
felt
was
what
gonna
was
have.
say.
Did you hear what he said?
Yeah.
He said,
I already knew.
you was going.
So see, he already seen it.
But
He
my
seen
friends, they came back to school after lunch with them on.
Yeah.
So
So
you was
I'm
hurting.
sick.
Yeah, you was
I'm
sick.
physically
You was
sick.
You thinking you lost out.
To this day,
Yeah.
that's my favorite
Yeah.
pair of shoes.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
that's
Man, that's
real.
the
That's
biggest
love.
moment. That was the best gift.
That's love,
The best physical
bro.
gift my dad ever
The
got
way
me.
he
Something
did it, too,
material.
though.
Yeah,
It was
you gotta
also the way
respect it.
the way he
And
did
the
it, how
way he did, he
described it,
already
that was
believed
dope.
in me.
Yeah,
like I
dope.
said, I
saw
already
him by
knew
the,
you were gonna do it.
Yeah.
That's what I said, man. That's
Man.
and that will change. It's those are the stories. See, those are the stories that that's what the world needs to hear.
Yeah.
You know, those are the stories. You talking about a man in his adulthood now, And that's a story that manifests in his heart for what his father did for him
30 years ago.
And it's an extra step that a dad takes when you know your kids that I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do.
For sure. When he didn't have it.
I'm gonna be that for them.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even get it.
He didn't have it.
Yeah.
He was
gonna
in
be
the
that for them.
garage after work, you know what I'm saying, building speaker boxes to sell for extra money. And I didn't know it was for that.
Right.
But I had seen him doing that last month. He already was planning this before.
Right.
man.
But I'm thinking, you know, my dad was always a hustler. He was always going to make it happen.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's just some extra cash.
Right.
He already hit to what I want. He said, I already seen it in your eye when we walked past the store.
Yeah.
Last month.
But that's
dope.
When it's
though.
saying
That's
release
just to
date
add
next
it,
month.
come on,
Just to add it.
Pops.
That's dope.
and that's why I tell people, man, you can pay attention to the tension.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You can pay attention to the tension even before somebody opens up their mouth
Right.
of what they need, what they may be fearful of,
Right.
Yeah.
what they may be hurting from, depending on what's around them in that area. He felt that tenseness rise in his
Right.
child, thinking that the boy is saying to himself, I see them, I can touch them, but ain't no way we can have them.
Yeah.
Right.
A tense moment.
Yeah.
You can pick up on that body language. Ain't no telling what your shoulders look like when y'all was going through the mall.
man.
Ain't no telling what.
That's a dope moment, though,
That's what I'm
bro.
saying.
Real.
We can tell. We think we don't have it in common a lot, bro. We are more alike than we are different in so many scenarios, especially when it comes to hurts, when
Right.
it comes to pains, when it comes to rejection,
Right.
when it comes to jealousy,
Right.
envy. We tend to react the same in our feelings the same.
Right.
Facts.
All you gotta do is pay attention when the tension arises.
Yeah.
That's what your pops did, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sure he never gonna forget that moment of watching his son
Yeah.
in the mall,
He
wherever y'all
don't.
was watching
Right.
that.
We was
Right.
talking about it the other
How
day.
could that make
He
you
still
feel?
remember that.
Yeah,
That's a
how
dope
would that
moment,
how
bro.
would that not?
Yeah.
I mean,
And
that's gonna make
one
you
I miss. That's one I miss. Because it was single mother thing. But you know,
I got
that's
you.
when I see
Yeah.
that, it's dope, and it inspired me like to continue to be the father I am for my daughters, man.
Come on.
Because like I said, I don't never knock my daughter's mothers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But what I do know is that I can have the type of relationship with my daughters that they can't have with their mothers.
Right.
I'll
true.
say that.
That's
you
true.
know what I'm saying? But you know, and I feel like honored for that they can come to me and be like, hey, Dad, I want to talk to you about something. I don't think Mama understand. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it feel good to know that.
Yeah.
That I can talk to them about certain things.
It do it
man,
make you
trying to
feel
help
good
guys.
that y'all can have something that's y'all.
That's y'all.
That's us.
Because you know, sometimes you know the daughter usually live with the mom, and she got everything. She gets all sides.
Right,
Maybe
right,
you only
right.
get her on the weekends or just the summers.
That, basically,
and you finally had that one thing like this is just me and my baby.
Yeah.
It's just that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
and I
dope.
experienced that same thing with my daughter because
Yeah.
as you know, I only get her in the summers.
When you come, that's dope, though.
You know, 2
Dope.
months out of the year ain't a lot, so you got to hold on to them little moments that you get with them.
Man, cause I you know what I'm saying, how do you handle that? Cause I know during that process when your child is not around you, are you thinking, are you wondering what they doing? They okay?
Right.
Do they need me?
That's
Do
it.
they don't have access to me? You know, there's so many different levels. Like how do y'all handle that? Cause I can only imagine that's your seed. That's you.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It gets harder and it gets easier.
Yeah.
Because the more you're not there, the less that they gonna communicate with you, the more intimate things as they get older. So some things I'm telling her, like, you can talk to me about anything.
Right.
She like, yeah, I know, but she ain't really telling me. She's gonna tell mom because mom's around all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
When I get my daughter in the summer, the first 2 weeks is me meeting my daughter again.
Yeah.
Get to know what she likes this year, because what she likes this year
It's different.
ain't what she
She
liked
ain't
last
like-
year.
yeah, I grew
Her
out
favorite
that
color
already.
is
Yeah,
different.
yeah,
Her
yeah.
favorite cartoon is different. She want a room different.
Wow.
So I might have, Powerpuff Girls in there, and she's like, I don't like that. I like Princess whoever
Right.
now. And I'm like,
Right.
you just liked her 6 months ago.
She's like that, yeah. 6 months
Yeah,
ago.
I had your favorite. Your room was pink. I did everything pink in there. I like lavender now.
Right.
And it's like back to the drawing board again. And by the time you get to a good space with her, it's time for her to fly back out again.
Yeah.
And go back to her normal, at home.
Wow.
Man, gotta
So
reset.
it's like you
Gotta
never
reset,
really
man.
build that bond.
Yeah.
I left the same year she was born to go to the military. And I've been traveling the world since then. And we weren't married, so she didn't get to come with us. She was always back in Ohio until they moved to Florida. So it's like, you trying to get to know them on each visit, and you trying to do it as fast paced as you can, but there's not enough time.
Not enough time. That's real.
So the thing is staying in communication with her on the phone. Thank God they got FaceTime now and Skype back then. And you just gotta be intentional about always checking in with them.
Chatting and all that stuff.
Yeah, making time every day when I get off work. When I'm driving home, I got a 30-minute drive home. I call her. How was school? What you do today? What's some grades looking like? You need help with homework?
Right.
FaceTime me. I'll do the homework with you.
Yeah.
I don't even know what some of the homework is. It's hard.
Yeah, you know what they got now.
Listen, I tell people all the time, bro.
It's putting in the work, though.
Yeah.
That math don't be mathing sometimes.
Nah, it don't.
That math
I feel bad. So I'm like, if you need help with anything, ask me. Then she asked me, I'm like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that's what it ain't what we grew up on.
too.
Yeah. I'm like, you can't just do it this way.
Yeah, man. Like, we get the same answer.
Yeah.
It's gonna come out.
But they want them to work it out in their way. And I'm like, I can get you a tutor. Thankfully, I'm in a position where financially I can, afford you a tutor if you need that. But I don't know the answers to that.
But my thing, man, like, when especially like you said with the daughter thing, man, it's like, it's like knowing that they're okay, the protection part about it.
That's a huge part.
Like, okay, I know you my daughter, I know you with your mama, you good, but like, okay, I'm just praying that whoever your mama dealing with is good.
Exactly.
Those type of words.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I hope everybody's good. Like, you know what I'm saying? I hope they treat my daughter right. Them type of things are the things that cross my mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Been through those.
Them
she
the words I have.
The boyfriends that's real aggressive and got bad tempers, and I got to get on the phone with him like, hey, bro, I'm not trying to be, in control of your relationship, but it does affect my daughter.
Yeah.
So in a sense, I do kind of got to have some type of hold over the situation and some type of influence with your woman, because how you treat her and how my daughter sees you treat her affects her.
That's right. Yeah.
So it's like, we got to find that common middle ground, and all guys ain't like that. Someone, you ain't going to tell me what to do in my house.
Then that's when you going off. That's when you going off.
So it's like, I'm trying to come at you respectfully, but sometimes they don't want to meet you halfway.
And that's why, like I said, there's so many levels as to why y'all are able, like why what y'all are doing is so important. Because that right there, the ability to really sit down man to man and let's have a conversation about our actions and how your actions influence another whole generation in their mindset or approach to men. Right? And you don't even see that big picture there. You know what I'm saying? And then because that man doesn't know what a man looks like. It's like you speaking a foreign language, and the quickest thing to do is to get up in arms about it, sit up about it, try to poke your chest out about it. Tyler Campbell in his adolescence, poking his chest out, trying to feel myself or prove myself that I am, and you can't tell me about me. When all of that stuff could be avoided. It always could be. But that's it. You gotta. When you recognize that what you do affects people, and people don't feel like they ain't got no reach. Like people ain't paying attention to what you doing. Like a young lady ain't taking notes and thinking that this is this gonna be my new normal? Like a man yelling and screaming, well, I guess if this is the closest man to me, I guess that is what it's gonna be like, and I guess you just you gotta accept that. And then I just that's what it is, and maybe we can work that out on the back end.
And that's the conversations I gotta have with her mother. You can't put up with that. I need you to be stronger, because she's watching you thinking, oh, well, maybe I just, let him back in after he says,
this is normal.
I apologize, and he does it again, and he apologizes, and I ain't gonna do it again, baby, and he come back again. You doing that repeatedly over the years is molding her.
And now she gonna think, okay, if my mama had a boyfriend like that, that's how I'm
gonna that's what love is. He smacked you around, and I'm not saying this happened to her, but he smacked you around, but he apologized, it's all right. He smacked you around again, or you cheated again, or whatever it is. So, she's also can get defensive too, like, this is my relationship, you had your chance. It's not even on that type of time, it's on some more mature stuff. Can we all sit down as adults and explain what's best? You know what I mean? For the child. Because that's all I'm worried about over there is the child.
Yeah, and that's, like I said.
That's a lot of trauma,
That's
man.
a lot. And that's
trauma.
That's why it's so important. Like when you have some men who are there, who can talk about those things and paint those perspectives, you helping other men, you helping other young cats.
Right.
You know, so changes can be made. So women get treated the right way. Cause one day you gonna have a daughter and you gonna want, you know what I'm saying? And you gonna know what it's like to be in this chair.
Right.
And I have 2 girls of my own. So that's why I vibe and I'm listening to what y'all are saying. And that's why it's so important. So that's why I say, man, don't underestimate what y'all are doing.
Yeah.
That right there was a lesson, which will hopefully be a blessing for some young woman or man who may be going through the same, or they don't know, but that road is coming.
Yeah.
And I pray that they can find the road.
That, man, because the essence of a man ain't what he doing, it's who he is.
Who he is.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's who you are.
Yeah.
And who you are day in and day out.
Yeah.
That's real.
So,
I just had to touch on that, man, because that was a real question I had. That was a real question because I know y'all have y'all's own perspective on that. You know what I'm saying? That's education for me.
That is. And it's an ongoing battle. You know, be thankful that you have your kids in the house with you.
Yeah.
You know, I look at so many fathers they're in the same city as their child and ain't going to see them.
Yeah.
Man.
They not dropping off no gifts. They don't know when the birthday is.
Right.
The mom calling, begging them to come spend some time with them.
Yeah.
And I'm driving 18 hours across the country to go see mine 2, 3, 4 times a year.
Come on.
And you 15 minutes away and don't want to go pick up your child from school.
Yeah.
And I be telling my homeboys this, and they make them real uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Right.
Go get your child. Stop hanging out with us. Go get your child, man.
But you know what?
They can be gone real quick.
The only thing about that, man, that make that kind of like rough for some of these cats, man, is like that pushback from the mothers, man.
It can.
Sometimes that pushback from the mothers make it hard, man.
Yeah.
So, you know, we got to consider that. And those type of situations are hard, especially when you're trying to reach out and you're trying to be there for your kids, and there's that pushback.
I've been there too.
Thank God. I've been there, but I thank God I'm past that. I thank God.
That was a rough season.
Yeah, that was. It was hard because you're missing your kid the whole time. They missing you, but like, I'm glad I'm past that. Man,
it's been months I haven't talked to my child.
Yeah.
Months.
Yeah.
I'm calling, texting, getting sent to voicemail, calling the aunt, calling the mom, texting them.
Yeah. That's hard.
Nobody picking up. I don't know if she dead, alive, at school.
Oh, that's scary.
You call the school, you not on the list. You can't get no information.
Yeah, we can't tell you.
Yeah, that's right. You get
I've
still,
flown there and drove there, and I wasn't on the list at the school to get information about my child that's in the building. Yeah. I called back home to Ohio. I made a list. You talking about looking up phone books and stuff. Yeah. I called the list of all the elementary schools in the city and called them one by one. Do you have a child by the name of, she don't go to that school. To find what school my daughter go to. Because she won't communicate with me, because the mother won't communicate with me. So it can get real rough for you, you know what I'm saying, as a father. It's not always, I know men catch the bad end of the stick, but it ain't always, fully on us.
It's a two-way street.
Sometimes the mother will make it real hard for you to communicate with the child because of the pain that you caused her when y'all was together. So now, I need the women to not take that out on the child.
I'm going to dangle this child over your head. I know this.
Yeah, they not a
you
chess
love
piece.
this. Yeah,
I've been through all
I know how that go.
Yeah. And man,
just glad I'm
calling 37 schools to find out what school your child go to. Calling all the doctors in the city to see, how your child is doing. What doctor your child go to.
Ooh, man, just thinking about back in that time when you was going through that was a painful moment, man.
Yeah. And I wasn't as patient then. I was high.
He's like, what you see now is a different product.
I was
a different product.
But it's rough, man. But you stay prayed up, you know what I'm saying, and keep trying.
That's it.
Because the child isn't going to know what your mom did. It's going to know that daddy isn't here.
Yeah.
Period. So I still send the cards and the gifts. Yeah. And then the cards and the gifts get sent back, return to sender.
That type of stuff.
My parents sent gifts and they got sent back, return to sender. My parents calling me, does she still live there? Is that still the number? Yeah, that's still it. Mom blocked for 6 months, can't call my daughter. Birthday parties, we get sent the wrong address. then get the right address 3 hours late so we can show up late.
That sound like Kanye.
I've been through all of that, man. That's real.
Yeah, man. I've been there though.
We need some healing in our community,
we do,
man. Some relationship healing.
Yeah.
That's why I said what you speak, there's somebody who's listening in, they can identify. And somebody can say, man, I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
You know, and that's real. That's, like I said, that's healing. That's a step for healing for somebody y'all just blessed with, man.
Right.
For sure.
Man, I appreciate
So I didn't mean to take y'all way down my road of
That's not but it's from my
that was
own.
heartfelt, bro. I felt that's why I kind of like paused when you was talking. It would take me down memory lane that I didn't want to go down. Like I'm like, no,
it's
I
all
just
right,
thank God
man.
we're not there no more. We're not on that lane no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm glad we got past that.
Thankfully,
yeah.
though, right?
Because some people
we
still
just
dealing with
getting to. I'm talking about like last year, year before last.
Wow.
When you got to go spend
Recently,
thousands on a lawyer to go to
man,
court.
let's not talk about that.
You know what I mean? And get right and go to counseling yourself.
Ain't gonna talk about
to get healing for yourself. So you can handle the trauma better. I've been through that.
Yeah.
I went to the VA and went to counseling, signed myself up. Like, I need somebody to talk to deal with this because it's tough.
Okay, I have no shame. I'm still in it. I just made my appointment. I'm up November 22nd. That's my next therapy session, man.
You gotta talk to somebody that's non-biased outside of your circle,
right?
Because your loved ones, they gonna be biased a little bit. You know, when you ask them hard questions, nah, bro, you ain't
like
tripping like that.
Judgmental standpoint.
Yeah.
From a judgmental standpoint.
They love you. They don't want to hurt your feelings. But that therapist don't care.
They still gonna kind of steer the direction they would want it to go,
right?
Instead of being open to let you grow into yourself.
There's a hidden agenda.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
there's a hidden agenda to it.
I got a question though, man. You know what I'm saying? Not to get off subject, man. I kind of want to get into like how you push through and you overpower your situation with MS, man.
Yeah. Break
that down. Yeah, break that down a little bit.
Can you first explain what MS is?
What that is?
So MS is it's an autoimmune disease.
Okay.
And so that means your body is literally attacking itself.
Okay.
So your own body, this thing that you have, is its own worst enemy.
It don't like itself.
It don't like itself.
That's crazy. I'm mad at you today. You know what I'm saying?
So there is no cure.
Right.
It's a disease where lesions, almost like holes or plaques, they form along your brain and in your spinal region, and those lesions or plaques inhibit sending the messages of movement, of ability, of cognitive to the rest of your body. So I tell everybody, for example, my lesions are on the left cortex of my brain. They're on the left side.
Right.
So left side controls the right side of your body.
Right.
So when I got hit with the disease, I was playing. We had just finished playing BYU last game of the season, and I just woke up the next morning. And I couldn't walk. I couldn't talk, and I had paralysis down the right side of my body.
Wow.
So it's like one of them things. Like, bro, we all believe. We all think that when we go to sleep, we gonna wake up,
same condition,
and we gonna be fine.
We're
gonna be able to go to the bathroom, go to work. We gonna certainly be able to walk.
Right.
I tell people, imagine yourself going to sleep and not being able to walk and not being able to talk, and didn't nobody warn you that none of that was about to happen. It wasn't no pain when you went to bed. It wasn't no I feel strange. None.
It's a regular night.
Just bop, wake up. I'm thinking about to go to the restroom. I always go to the restroom like 4-something in the morning because I'm used to waking up at 5 because of the working out. You know, early weight room and workout groups. Right. So my mind is already wired to get up at around 4:30, go use the restroom without an alarm clock. Right. I get up, I lay flat on that floor. And so you get rushed to the hospital. You go to the team doctors, they don't know what's going on. So, come on. As a black man, I'm thinking like, yo, the doctor is like, that's the next thing to Jesus.
Right, yeah, at this point.
Like, the doctor, my psych going up as an athlete, bro. Yeah, you right. I'm thinking like, you're going to get an answer from the doctor.
Right.
He gonna figure out what this is. They put me through concussion protocol. I passed it with flying colors. And when I did that and my body was left numb like this and I couldn't feel nothing, my cognitive was messed up. They picked up the phone, man picked up the phone so quick. And I knew when he picked up that phone, I was in trouble. Because that meant he didn't have an answer.
Yeah.
So like I told you, in my mind, my adolescent mind, a month after my 21st birthday, in my mind as an athlete, the doctor is the man, and now the doctor don't know. So if the doctor don't know, I'm in trouble.
Right.
So that
you're in
right there
panic
was
mode.
going to determine when you played again, if you would play again, all that.
All of that.
It's like,
All
boy,
All out
that's
the
like,
window in my
that.
mind when he
Bump
said
that.
yeah.
Bump that. It's walking.
Yeah.
It's
that's
talking.
like the lifeline on the
It's
sport thing,
it's
bro.
not being able to talk. Bro. Like I can't talk. I started to develop a stutter, and then my neck would like y'all remember Abdul Rauf who used to play for the Denver Nuggets?
Yeah.
He used to play with a twitch.
Twitch.
I had a twitch. I had a twitch like I couldn't control nothing. And so it was like a lot of stuff. It was crazy. And then you go into the doctor's office and there's elderly white women there. And I'll never forget sitting down and the lady looked at me she was like, son, what are you doing here? So now I'm panicked already because the team doctor didn't know. I'm sitting down in the doctor's office with nobody who looked like me and a patient here, an elderly white woman is saying, what am I doing here? I'm like, bro, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
But obviously this ain't about to go good. Like you can kind of see the writing on the wall. Like you walk into the doctor's office, it's the diagram of the human brain. And all the pamphlets, there aren't any white people.
Yeah.
They're all white people. They don't look like you, and I'm not being racist. I just like walking.
That's what it is.
Like I'm walking into a situation where I don't know what's going on, and don't nobody on these pamphlets, on these diagrams, they look like me, but I'm here.
So you wondering to yourself, like, how can they tell me about me if they don't even look the same?
Now, I'm just like,
Well, I don't
something's
even think
wrong.
there's not even that much studies on us in that.
And when it comes to that,
So
that's what I'm trying to say, bro.
Let's be real. So
that's what I'm trying to say.
So here's the honest truth. My name is Tyler Campbell. So if you look at that name if you look at that name, it could bypass as one of my Caucasian brothers.
Right.
So when the doctor came in, you see the doctor's office, just a little lady, when she came in, her back was to me as if she was like talking to somebody, like, and she's easing her back into the room. I'm sitting on the patient table. I'm 6'3", and I'm right at 234 pounds. I'm in the prime of my life, so I'm looking good. I'm well put together. I play fullback. I'm well put together. And when she turned around and saw me as a black man, I have been raised, I have been taught how to read people's body language. Before you open up your mouth, I can tell a lot about the room because I'm taught to be aware of my surroundings and what I am walking into. Right. I don't care if that comes from if you have money or if you don't, it's a natural instinct that gets poured into you to read a doggone room as a black male within the country. Like you have to read the room. You gotta know, because by you knowing, it might potentially help save your life.
Yeah, for real.
Life, yeah.
It might. Okay, that's what I was raised to understand. Even in the west side of Austin, I was raised to try to be aware. Okay, and so her eyes jumped. When her eyes jumped, I knew, because I think when she saw Tyler Campbell, that's not what she was expecting to see.
Right.
So she saw me, but she also saw me.
Like, man, healthy as he is, but then at the same time,
he definitely don't fit the demographic.
Right.
Because it's usually white women that have MS, right?
Right. Well, that's back then.
Right.
What we're finding out now is that we were at a 47% increase in risk of contracting the disease. Black women. Alone. Black women. So it's spreading over into our community for a multitude of reasons of which we don't necessarily know why. So if you flash forward to 2023, Tyler Campbell is actually the face of MS. It's actually our community, because we're rising. We should be on the pamphlets.
Yeah.
You should know more about what it's doing to us, because we're getting affected. But I'm at this time 21. None of that stuff is even on the spectrum. So you're telling me about this disease. My mama knew what the disease was, because my mama had a nursing background. So the only thing that I know in my adolescent mind was that I signed a letter of intent, which means my scholarship gets honored every year. I got to be out there playing. In my mind, this is what I'm thinking, that I got to be out there playing. I've worked so hard to get here. I don't want to get sent home. Okay, we talk like go back to 16-year-old Tyler. Like I've already screwed up once, and I'm not like this wasn't a screw up. I didn't do nothing, but in my mind, I'm thinking, bro, we got to figure this out, because I've already got my get out of jail free card. Like I've already used that. So we gotta, whatever this paralysis, whatever this is, we gotta figure this out. So they gave me steroids. I learned how to administer my IVs on my own. I took all my finals left-handed. I'm a right-hand dominant. I'm a business management major.
Wow.
So I went from being in the hospital. The next week, I'm taking my finals left-handed. I'm giving my steroids to myself at home. A nurse taught me how to clean, my stuff and infuse my steroids. And people always like to talk about how I became the first person to ever play football with MS.
Right.
It had never been done before. Okay, that's all about the grace of God, because on paper, playing with paralysis and memory lapse issues and constant pain of your spine, bro, it don't make sense in a sport that's all about banging heads from sun up to sundown, and I loved it. I played because I was so fearful, because I used my get out of jail free card already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That was your last chance.
If you want to be real. And so because I didn't want nobody to know my hand, and we talk about like my sufferings as a man, and me not really understanding that a real man is somebody who's okay with releasing his heart. I'm giving you the game because at 21, I didn't know how to do that. Mine was keep it close to the vest, because what goes on in this house,
stays in this house.
That's our
mantra,
right? As bad as it is.
So
that's
you
what it
hid
is
it for a while though.
Yeah.
You hid it for a while.
Yeah. So I never told my coaches. Even to this day, I've never told my coach like I've had MS. So I played my year. If they knew, it wasn't because I ever told them. I gave my injections in bathroom stalls. I swore my roommate to secrecy. My friend at the time, who's now my wife, Shayna, I told her. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, it was keep it to the vest.
Right.
It's the biggest mistake I ever made. I wish I knew better. But at the end of the day, I was in severe protection mode. I was in I need my scholarship. Why do you feel like
it was a big mistake though? What explain
because
that?
I didn't know how I didn't know how to ask for help.
Yeah. And that's a big issue in our community.
Yeah, I didn't, and you have to understand.
We don't like to ask for help.
I've been in California. I've been in California by myself.
Yeah.
For all these years. I gotta get everything right. You know what I'm saying? It's my time to make redemption. It's as a man, you deal with your highs and your lows, and this is a part of life where you figure it out. And true, we got to. But I think on the other side of that, that doesn't mean you can't let nobody into your world. Right. And I feel like that's the part that I didn't know. Man, I'm in my Bible. It got to the place where I could memorize Proverbs. You know what I'm saying? I'm coping. I'm doing everything solely. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to have erectile dysfunction issues because now my blood circulation ain't going down there. So we talk about manhood. Now I'm faced with something I'm 21, bruh. Now you talking about blood circulation because of lesions on my brain. My body's thrown completely out of whack. And so now I'm not getting full circulation and feeling. And in my mind, I was like, how do you even begin to tell somebody that?
Yeah.
What's the point? So as much of it as glorified as it is, and I'm thankful to the Lord up above that I played a whole nother year of football with the disease and got a chance to, man, I did my pro day with Arian Foster at San Diego State University.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For the Houston Texans, like, and being able to talk to NFL scouts after that and like really feeling like, okay, MS was, but we're here now, you got a chance and it didn't work out. My body tapped out. You know what I'm saying? My body said you can't do this no more. Like you gotta own up to these holes that are on your brain. Like you really gotta deal with the fact that you got a disease, son.
Yeah.
And you can't keep running around it no more. Like you can't keep dancing. Like this is, and so I got to a place where it put me in a wheelchair.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like I had my pro day, got a chance to work out for NFL scouts after the football season. I played for a year. I graduated early from San Diego State. I got my business management degree that I promised my mama. You know what I'm saying? Took those finals left-handed, and graduated the following spring, enrolled in the Master's School of Public Administration. Like I did everything that I said I was gonna do, and you right there for like the NFL. Right there. Like you work out for the scouts, and Arian had a good pro day. I had a really good pro day. Mm-hmm. You know, my pop was in a wheelchair at the time. He came to my pro day at San Diego State to watch me work out. Yo, that meant the world.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Man, I know. You know, there were times when you would be home and I could hear my pop screaming at night because he was in so much pain because of football. Mm-hmm. There were times when my mama had to go work, and I would come home. I would take my lunch off. I would leave the campus for lunch, go home and like help my pa, like shower, bathe, get him his food, empty urinals. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Lotion, whatever he needed, and then go back to school. Mm-hmm. Like, so for him to come out there for my pro day, bro, that meant everything. That meant everything. Mm-hmm. Just like your pops in them shoes, like
that's a game changer, brother.
That's the side we don't see.
Bro. Like, bro, I know on that airplane it's got turbulence. Yeah. I know that rattles your body, like, you know what I'm saying? And so, and now you seeing me, and I'm not about to do what you did, but I'm about to defeat the odds with a disease, and I'm not gonna stop because you taught me that a Campbell never ever quits, and you instilled that thing in me, and now I'm about to touch this goal, bro, and it's right there. Mm-hmm. And a week after my pro day, I woke up and I fell flat on my face. Damn. And so it was the same thing, and it put me in a wheelchair this time, and stuff wasn't coming back. Right. Like my mama had to come and stay with me for like over a month, like or weeks. My mama used to have to feed me and bathe me. Mm-hmm. Humbling. Yeah. My mama had to help feed me. Yeah. I used to have to lay on my stomach.
How did you come out the chair? So how did you come out? How did you finally come back?
All I know is like when I came here, this guy, one of the top neurologists in the country, was working in Round Rock, Texas. Mm-hmm. Right. So I was trying to get my life together. It was back here, and like I'm classified as relapsing remitting multiple sclerosis. Mm-hmm. So that means your disease, like your relapses come and they go without warning. But education, they can't figure out why the disease is so debilitating to Black men. We are the most debilitating population of people with the disease. Right. They don't know why when MS hits Black men, it debilitates us at a more faster rate than anyone else. And Black people as a whole debilitated, women included, right, more than anyone else. But as Black men, we are the ones that get hit the hardest with it, which explains why your boy walking and talking to boom, I can't feel nothing. Right. Yeah. And so here's the irony. When I got back, me and my pa started doing physical therapy together. Yeah. My dad had been through 5 back surgeries, 2 knee replacements, you know, all types of stuff, right? And so my dad was suffering. My dad would take me to physical therapy. Right. So sticking your fingers in rice. Going through speech therapy, learn how to talk again. Like very gradual. Very like small moving forward. The disease was very humbling, taught me to not take anything more in life for granted. Nothing. I'm talking like a letter, a word, a conversation, a talk, a hug. So my dad was doing physical therapy with me. That was real. That was those Jordans.
Yeah.
My dad did physical therapy with me, and no, I have no other explanation but being obedient to what the Lord was telling me.
Right.
Giving my body its time. He helped me. You know, the doctor and being obedient to what my doctor was doing. Like, it was the first time I ever saw a doctor, and he asked me, what do I want out of this experience?
Right.
Not this is the medication you about to take and do this and do this. Here's your prescription, I'm out. Like, he asked me, he said, Tyler, what are you looking for and what do you need? And my response was, I don't want to walk with a limp. Like, I want to be able to have a family one day.
Yeah.
Like, what are the goals that we're going to set as a whole? And we put together plans, a lot of hard work, sacrifice, and prayers, and being obedient to what he was. I had to trust the doctor. You know what I'm saying? That was hard to do.
But I want to say this, though, man, not to cut you off, man, because you said something that I think was powerful when you said the doctor asked you, what did you specifically want? And it was like, you kind of like spoke in existence something that was real powerful, man, with your feet up under you right now. You didn't say, I want to walk again. You said, I don't want to walk with a limp. So you already counted in the fact that I'm going to walk correctly. Not just, you know what I'm saying? So I think that was powerful, just saying it like that.
Because how, and I think sometimes we forget how to like dream. I think sometimes we forget how to do goals. I think we forget how to be specific.
Right.
Like, I be like, man, if I want something, it blows my mind while we sit around and we dance around what we really want because we feel like it's not attainable. So we'll give you half the goal.
Right.
But you really think you worthy of only half of what you want.
Right.
And then you expect a woman, you expect another dude that you having a friendship with to be all in with you, but you ain't even all in with yourself.
Ooh, that's deep. That's real though.
So it was. I think it's crazy, but this is the truth. When you talk about getting a voice, like, I took a speech class when I was in college. It changed my life forever because I was an introvert. And in the speech class, I felt like, bro, I love words. I got a gift with words. When I got into that doctor's office, had I not understood the importance of taking the speech class, by the time I got into Austin, Texas with Round Rock, Texas with my doc, and we got that plan, it was in that room where I felt empowered. I felt like, bro, this doctor's office is like my arena. Like, I'm going to talk about what it is that I want to happen in my life, and we're going to do the things constructively to get there. But I can't get there if I don't speak to you in honesty and in truth of what it is that I want. And so how can we have what it is that we want in life if we can't speak honestly and openly and truthfully to ourselves?
Gotta speak it
and then you expect a woman to come and love you the way that you don't even love yourself. But you expect her to do it all when you don't even know what you.
You gotta. That's the words are powerful, man. You gotta speak it into existence, bro. That's why I always, whatever I say, remember I always tell you, like, I see my future self. This is what I see. We talk about it all the time. I see. I'm just catching up to that person. Your vision gonna come clearer when you speak it, bro. Whatever you put into the universe gonna come back to you.
Bro, I don't care if people talk to you crazy because you out the street lights and you praying or you talking and or you love music. My man over here love music, and he if he rapping and he freestyling on his own, talking in the parking lot, and can't nobody else see him, but they wilding out because they like, what is he doing?
Yeah,
right. I'm telling people, like, get the rest of the world out your business and really start focusing on you. And it's okay to be selfish. Watch this. When sometimes everybody's off after being selfless. And I feel like I have to, gotta tell somebody, like, it's good, it is good, like, because we're taught, right? You know, be selfless and remain humble. And that is so true, bro. It's written in the good book.
Right.
But there are also specified times in your life where you got to be about you.
You have to, yeah.
And you do have to take care of you, and you should not be made to feel bad because you got to go or you got to dream and you got to sacrifice. You got to be on your P's and Q's to get there.
Yeah.
Man, my man Nip used to say everybody, like you got people in the circle, but everybody can't go.
Right.
Like everybody can't go where you are trying to go, and in order for you to get to where it is that you're going, some people have to fall by the wayside.
Right.
And that's okay. And I feel like you got to tell people that now.
You do.
Because people feel bad about like going all in, or about walling certain people off, or about going to a different neighborhood, or about choosing some different folks to be around, or about making necessary changes so you can have what it needs that you need to have for closer relationship and time with your daughter.
Yeah. Right. Man, so tell everybody where they can find you, man. You know, let people know a little bit where they can find you at, man.
Right down the road in Camden, Texas, riding my horse, Sweet Tea.
Hey, there you go.
There you go. What's your? There you go. Riding horse, Sweet Tea. Hey, so what's
don't
your
y'all
media
be pulling up the Tyler House, man.
Hey, come on, don't y'all
What is
do
it? Right
that.
off of 190? Is that 195?
Yeah. Riding horses.
Riding horses.
You know so what's your social media? Man?
I'm at TC Speaks 32 on all social media platforms, and at I am TylerCampbell.com. That's my website. And man, like I said, the man up above told me to write a book. Yeah. I never wrote a book before. It's called The Ball Came Out, Life on the Other Side of the Field. Yeah. And it became an Amazon bestseller. Right. I never wrote a book before a day in my life, but he told me to do something I had never done before. And so just don't minimize your story and your journey. Yeah, man. So I thank y'all for letting me share. I got a book for you right here. Hey, man, I've been waiting on it. Hey, bro, I've been on tiptoe anticipation. You know, I appreciate my authors, bro. Yeah. Because it take a lot to put words on paper. Yeah, so you know what I'm saying?
Check out the book, man. Don't think
like me, just think.
Yes, sir.
In this book, I share my personal perspectives from my mind, guided by spirituality of my heart. The spirituality of my heart.
That's all right.
So that's real, man.
Check it out, man.
That's all right. You know what I'm saying? That's all right.
Yeah, man. We definitely appreciate you coming through, taking time to come down here to our podcast. Yeah. Share your truth. Yeah, man. To listen.
Definitely gonna help somebody.
To give perspective.
Yeah. Definitely gonna help somebody.
You definitely gonna help somebody.
Hey,
and we gonna represent you in the right way.
That's it, man.
For sure, man.
Hey, it's an honor to be here. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all, fellas.
Well, until next time, y'all know what the time it is, man. Y'all stay tapped in. We're gonna holler at y'all, man.
Peace.